Okay, so this is the Dante rig. There are a bunch of controllers, and I'm going to show you how to use them. So we've got our root controller, our master controller, which is the biggest one on the bottom. You can move him and you can rotate him with that one. This pink one is the scale controller, so you can scale him up and down. This one is the root control, so since he doesn't have legs, it's just on the ground, just another thing that can help you move him through space if you don't want to use the master controller for keying something. He's got 3 spine controls. Top one is like his head controller basically, but it kind of affects his body because he's a squishy blob. So you can rotate that in any way. I guess you can translate it, but like wouldn't recommend. I already have a squash and stretch controller, so don't really need to worry about using that translate for that. So just rotate the spine ones. There's 7 tail controllers, unfortunately. So if you really want, you can make a custom attribute for yourself to select all 7 of them if you want to get like fun curvy shapes and stuff. So but I'll just go select them all individually and show you. So you can rotate this bad boy around. You can even get some fun looking S shapes going on. Alright, so I've covered most of the controllers except for the fun ones. So we have this squash and stretch controller, which is awesome. You can squash and stretch him. Unfortunately, the controllers don't go with the squash and stretch because it is a deformer. But, you know, if you're dropping him from the tube or whatever, the stretch will be very handy. Like, yoop! You know? So we also have this ear wiggle controller. So I had a lot of fun just making a bunch of weird blend shapes. So we have wiggle, 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 wiggle. There's also an inward one if you go negative. So negative, positive, 0. This other yellow one has all of the other blend shapes. I'm going to add an open mouth one because I know he has to eat the CEO. So I might add like an open mouth and some cheek blend shapes, but I figured since I needed to get this in, I could make those later. So we have eyes open for 1 value, and then for -1, it's closed, so you can animate him either opening his eyes really wide or closing them for a little blink. There's also a smile, so that makes him smile, and moves his teeth too, so it's not like his teeth are staying in place. And then there's a squint controller. Ooh, you know. So then there's the eye aim controllers. So these work individually, as you can see, but there's also this one that controls both of them. So this will follow wherever you move his head with this thing, but his eyes are going to kind of probably go to the side. So you're going to want to, once you rotate a controller like that, you can just move this in its own object space, which it's set to object space, but like make sure to keep it that way if you're going to move that controller. Yeah, so that is the summary of my Dante rig. If anyone has any questions about features or if you break it, just tell me and I can send you a new one. Or if there's new blend shapes that we need besides the open mouth and maybe like some cheeks being filled with CEO guts, then let me know and I will make those. So thank you for watching.